they are already doing about 60% production in less than 20 weeks of their life, which is amazing. Hi guys, and welcome back to DIY Agric, your #1 animal scientist and your poultry success partner. So this video is for you if you want to be able to make your layers amazingly productive for 18 months, that's 1.5 years, or even more than that, say about 2 years. I've worked with thousands of layers ranging from maybe 1,000 capacity flock to over 20,000 capacity. And from time to time, I also conduct experiments with small flocks like these ones that we have here. There are just about 48 of them from day old. We only lost 2 on arrival, and after that, no mortality. So all of them made it to this stage, which is already impressive. So having worked with both large and small flocks, I found that the principles are basically the same. So I want to take you on a journey to show you the things that you need to do. Practically, those are the things that we have actually done here to make us have impressive results. You know, they are already doing about 60% production in less than 20 weeks of their life, which is amazing. Trust me. A lot of people, a lot of farmers struggle to get their birds to 50% production even in 1 month. But these ones, they have only been laying for less than 13 days and they are already doing close to 60% production. So as at yesterday, we had about 58.3% production, and this is just around noon today. I believe we should have over 50% already, and before 5 p.m. in the evening, where we'll close the picking of eggs for the day, we should have a couple of other eggs that will make it maybe 60% or more. So let's pick the eggs that we have here while we discuss the principles that you need to put into practice on your farm to make them amazingly productive for 18 months or more than that. All right, actually it's good to pick your eggs more often than I am doing today. I decided to hold on till now, till about noon, before I pick the first round. So one of the reasons why you want to pick your eggs early is because you don't want them to start pecking their eggs. I looked at one of the cells of this nesting place and I saw that there's a sign that maybe by accident or so, there's a sign that one egg was broken down there. So you can see because of that, this one even has some wood shaving stuck to it because it has probably touched the egg white and is allowing the wood shavings inside there to glue to the shell of the egg. So you don't want that to happen, so you want to pick your eggs, especially when you are having them in a deep litter like this. You want to pick your eggs more often. So the number one thing I want to talk about is your feed. I see a lot of people say that feed is expensive nowadays, and because of that, they are trying to compromise on the quality of feed, but that is not the best actually. You see, your hens, your chickens, they need feed rich in vitamins, minerals, protein, and enough energy to be able to produce quality eggs. As you may know, this egg is packed with all of the nutrients that it takes to form a day-old chick, so you can tell how nutritive it would be. And it all comes from what the hens also eat, so it is important that you give them quality feed. And next to that is their housing. Yeah, you want to give them a perfect or close to perfect environment, a place where they will feel okay, where they will have all the comfort that they need and they will be contented with what they have around them. So you need to make sure that it is well spaced. The quantity of layers that you have per square foot or per square meter should be the right quantity of birds. If you overstock, then it will be a challenge. If you have them in deep litter like this, you want to make sure that the bedding is clean and they have ample space to play around, and probably you even provide them with a roost. Some of them roost on this board that I have here. They roost on this part of the board. I know it's not enough for them, but I'm gonna add probably a roosting area for them later. So you want to encourage them to enjoy as much of natural life as they can. So right now I said there are 48 of them and we have 24 eggs already. Yeah, 24 eggs. This is 20 and this is 24 eggs. And if I count that one that was broken maybe by accident or thereabout, I'll be 25. But even if it's 24, that means they are already at 50% as at this noon. And we'll have a couple of eggs before the end of the day, and that will make them close to 60 or a little over 60. So we'll see that. But this is impressive. In less than 2 weeks of laying, they started laying some 12 days ago. Yeah, I think today is the 13th day. So we are having over 50% production. This is amazing. All right, so as I was saying, the housing has to be close to perfect. Give them the amount of space that they require. Make sure that they have clean shavings. The litter material should be dry, not moist, and it shouldn't be too dusty. All that we consider very important if you want them to produce maximally for you. Another important measure that will ensure that your hens lay amazingly is lighting. Though not many people understand the science behind this, but if you are able to give them the number of hours of light that they require to lay maximally, then you'll be amazed at the result that you get. Actually, these hens that you see here, they shocked me at the speed at which they got to 50% production. At 50% production, you should have added about 4 hours extra light to the normal day length that they get, and that's what gives you optimal production through their laying life. So while it's not advisable to start the extra lighting when they just start production, you need to add supplemental lighting maybe 30 minutes to 1 hour per week after they reach about 20% production. And then by the time they are 50% production, you are expected to have added 4 hours of extra light. But you see these girls here, they are only 12 days or 13 days into production and they are already past 50%. You can see we have 50% here, and I tell you some of these ones that are around the nest box, they are about to lay. So they just shocked me with the speed at which they reach 50%. Right now we are still about 2 hours of extra light in the night, and I believe we'll get it to 4 hours extra light in the next couple of weeks. And lighting alone can guarantee you about 10 to 20% extra production if you do it well. This is because it works at the hormonal level. You see, you can use lighting to regulate the release of certain hormones that influence the release of egg follicles inside the hens. So those follicles, the rate at which they are released and they mature will determine how often the hen will lay an egg for you. You see, because I'm genuinely interested in your success as a layer farmer, I have a complete layer course. It's called the Egg Production Masterclass. It's a video course that I've made to help layer farmers to understand the nitty-gritty and be able to explore the layer farming business. In this course, I describe some of the principles I've just shared here and a lot more in ABC kind of detail. So there you see the videos and you get to understand every bit of it. I've had hundreds of farmers take this course and with amazing feedback from them. So you too can join that course today. I'll be leaving the link in the description below. Another area you need to focus on as a layer farmer who wants maximum production from their layers is the area of health checks. Yeah, you need to be very, very intentional about this. You get into your chicken house, check their health status, whether they are doing fine or not. You are expected to watch out for any anomaly in their behavior. You don't wait until you see mortalities or very sick, very down chickens before you start to diagnose the disease or treat it, because by the time they get so sick, you don't expect any egg from a sick chicken. So you don't want them to go out of production for a long time, and that's why you need to conduct regular health checks, make sure that they are doing very fine, and you will enjoy the dividends of that. Proper egg collection. You want to collect your eggs in a way that you don't stress the chickens. Even my 5-year-old daughter knows how to do this right. You want to collect the eggs in a manner that you don't stress them, You are careful as you enter the chicken house, and as you collect the eggs, you are careful in case there are other hens that are laying in the nest box. You try to be very gentle. This applies to when you are feeding them too. You don't want to come into the house without care for the chicken and just move anyhow. And at this stage, you will see a lot of them. When you move close to them, they are very docile, and they will even bend down like they are ready to be mounted upon.